Hey, this is Mark from Red Splatter Games, and today we're taking a look at the Amnesia Collection on the PS4. This is just going to be a quick gameplay video, just going through the first 20 minutes of the game or so, and just essentially looking at the beginning of the game here. So I played a bit of this on the computer years ago when it came out, but I just picked it up from a super cheap flash sale on the PlayStation Network. So I figured now is a good time to dive in, check it out, and see what it's all about.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
So it looks like we're just starting to pick ourselves up off the floor. Sounds like I just drank some sort of elixir or some sort of poison or something that knocked me out. Wrote myself a little note there at the beginning just so that I remember who I am. So we just found a memento. Follow the liquid trail and find its source. Okay. That liquid trail looks like bright pink blood. So let's follow this bright pink blood and see where it gets us. Wow, this game is super dark. Really, really difficult to see where I'm going here. I'm probably going to have to crank up the brightness a bit on this one. Oof. Alright, so we're getting some weird trippy effects here. The door just blew open. Lots of atmosphere in this game. I like how the character, you can hear his breathing and he's just totally freaking out. This game pretty much is, I would say it's the one that kicked off this really kind of slow, atmospheric, stealthy first-person horror experience. The kind of stuff that you see now in Outlast 1 and 2, and of course now in the Resident Evil 7 reboot of the franchise, having this first-person, atmospheric, slow and tense gameplay instead of the crazy action-based gameplay of the other games. It's much better. This is typically what I think a horror game should be. It's slow and scary and atmospheric and holy shit, really trippy. So I'm already hallucinating and I'm only 3 minutes into the game. I'm already starting to get really frightened and see all sorts of weird sights and sounds. That's a good start. Okay, it looks like we are going into the old archives. He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received the first kick in his stomach. Hazel remained hidden in fear she too would be punished. I have no idea what that's referring to. So much mystery in this game. It's kind of one of those old school point and click computer games. Witnessing unsettling events will reduce your sanity. It can be increased by completing puzzles and making progress. Yeah, I remember reading that about this game. Your sanity ticks down over time and you start hallucinating more, and you can essentially just go and hide from enemies. You can't actually fight. You don't have any weapons. You can just run and cower in the corner. Ooh, what's that? Oh, it's a lantern. Cool, let's pick up the lantern and get some light on this place. learning how to use the PlayStation 4 controls on this game. I think the last time I played it, I was on the PC on Steam, so I was using a mouse and keyboard, so it's a bit difficult with the controller. Tinderbox. So I'm just doing this first intro video here just to see what the game is like and what it's looking and playing like on the PS4. I'm not sure if I'm going to do more gameplay video within this particular franchise. I don't know, it's a bit slow, a bit hard to slog through because it's very atmospheric but quite a slow pace, but I don't know, let me know, and if you guys want to see more videos from any of the games that I'm covering, just let me know and I'll put out more content for that particular game. I play tons of different games across all of the platforms. Not so much PC anymore because my computer has kind of gone tits up, but I definitely have all the consoles covered, so I can do anything on PS4, Xbox One, or the Nintendo Switch. So let me know if you'd like to see any games, any horror-related games on any of those consoles, and I can definitely run through those. Yeah, so let's crank up the brightness here and just make it a bit easier to see. There we go, that's a bit better. Super dark. Can't really see anything in the room or figure out where I'm supposed to be going here. The lantern drains oil when it's turned on. To add more oil to the lantern, press X over the oil item in the inventory.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Alright, so it looks like that is the premise of the game. We're trying to get to the inner sanctum and murder this old dude named Alexander. Really good voice acting, at least in this game. Very, very, very good voice acting there for a low budget kind of indie game. Yeah, so as I was saying before, if you guys want me to play more of any games that you see on our Red Splatter channel, just let me know, just shoot me a message on the channel there, on the site, and either that or just send me an email through our website at redsplatter.com and let me know what game you'd like me to focus on and play through, because I kind of have gamer ADD. I pretty much play a ton of stuff all at once, and I jump back and forth to different games and different systems, but if you guys want to see me play one particular title or a particular title at that time from beginning to end, let me know and I will play through the entire thing for you and put it on my channel. As of right now, we've been playing H1Z1 on the PS4. The free beta that's on right now, a whole group of us from the Red Splatter gaming clan have been playing that. We've also been playing... I've been playing State of Decay 2 on Xbox One. I always have a billion games on the go. I think I got about 20 or 30 games across the consoles that I'm still playing and haven't finished right now. You know how it is. When you're a gamer, you've just got the infinite backlog of stuff that builds up continuously and is never completed. It doesn't help with all the flash sales on PSN and games with gold on Xbox, and then you get deals on Switch and Steam sales on PC. The backlog just grows and grows every month, it seems. Last I checked, I think I have about 250 games across all the platforms, and I'd say about 95% of them are unfinished, so I'm definitely game for playing through something from beginning to end. If there's a particular game that you'd like to see, just hit me up and let me know. Also trying to get out more consistent content on this channel. Years and years ago, we ran a horror-based YouTube channel and website called Graveside Entertainment, where we focused on horror across all media. So we covered movies, and we covered television and video games and music and books. We kind of ran the entire gamut of different types of content that we're putting out on our channel on that website, and we worked on it for about 2 years. Had about 4 or 5 of us working on content continuously. But yeah, so now I'm kind of focusing on Red Splatter, where it's just focused on horror video games. And I mean, I'm not going to limit it just to horror-specific video games. I'll even include games that have horror elements in them. Like, for instance, I would probably play through The Witcher 3 on this channel and focus on some of the stuff there, because there's monsters in that game, and there's, you know, the Hearts of Stone DLC and the Blood and Wine DLC that's included with the game has lots of monster and creature kind of horror elements in it, so those wouldn't be out. Pretty much as long as it's got monsters or some sort of horror elements in it, I'm good to put it on the channel. Pretty much the only thing you won't see on this channel is stuff that, you know, I like playing that doesn't really fit in, like the hockey games from EA Sports and stuff like that. Those kind of games you won't be seeing on here, but everything else that has kind of like creatures or aliens or monsters or any of that stuff, I'll kick over to this channel for sure. Just going around trying to light all these lanterns here with the tinder that I'm picking up, just to brighten the place up a bit, because I have no clue where I'm supposed to go. I'm just kind of wandering around looking at different places and trying to figure out exactly where I'm supposed to be going. So I think later on I remember that you have to pull some sort of switch or lever or something to get some secret passage open, but for the life of me, I have no clue where it is right now. I'm just kind of wandering around in this blackness trying to figure out where I need to be. So we've got all the tinder lit up. We used it all, lighting all the torches, so that's probably about as bright as we can get it right now. So we got no tinder boxes left. So I can't get in there into the rainy hall. Yeah, and so that's one of the mechanics in this game too, is that the more you're in darkness, the more you start to hallucinate and trip out and get all terrified and stuff. So you want to try and get into the light as much as possible so that you can get your shit together again. I'm trying to think what the first horror game I ever played was. I think it probably would have been like the early Castlevania games for the Nintendo. I think probably something like Castlevania 2 would be the first one that I've played, Simon's Quest. I think that's probably, as far back as I can remember, the first horror game that I ever played. In terms of like current gen, or I mean futuristic type of horror games where the graphics look better than pixel art, the biggest one that left the most massive impression with me and really got me super hyped was the first Resident Evil that came out. The first Resident Evil for the PlayStation. I remember I rented that and I saw the full FMV cinematic at the beginning of the game, and I was just completely blown away. I was like, because I'm a huge horror movie fan, so I was amazed that we'd finally come to a place where I could like live out my George Romero zombie trilogy fantasies in a video game. So seeing all the zombies and all the different creatures in Resident Evil was amazing. It was such an exciting time. that was probably one of the games that left the biggest mark with me. Having said that, I definitely became less of a fan of Resident Evil as the franchise went on. I loved the second one. Third Resident Evil I didn't like very much, and that's kind of where I popped off, because I felt like it was just an add-on to the second one with not much change and not much of pushing the series forward. So I kind of ditched out watching after playing the second one. That was the peak of the franchise for me. I did get back into Resident Evil with 4 and 5. Those were both really good. 4 especially, and then 6 I wasn't a big fan of, because I didn't like how it's kind of becoming. It was like Resident Evil was trying to become Gears of War with all the combat and the fast-paced action and the quick-time events, and it just wasn't horror anymore, so they kind of lost their way. But I'm definitely glad to see them back, as Resident Evil 7 now is getting back to the slow, survival horror terror aspects of the original games, especially the first one. The first one was super creepy and slow and extremely difficult. So yeah, as I wander around here, I just can't figure out where to go. I'm not, I don't remember at all where this friggin' lever is that I'm supposed to be pulling to open the door. So I'm just kind of wandering around, looking at the walls and looking at the bookshelves and stuff to see where this lever's at. But yeah, I mean, we've got lots of other content that we can run through and go ahead and take a look at. We've got, let's just take a look here and see. So I've recorded content for Amnesia Dark Descent, Dead by Daylight, Doom, Dying Light, Friday the 13th, Horizon Zero Dawn, not really horror, but still on there, Killing Floor 2, Metro 2033, Neo, got some Resident Evil 7 demo gameplay, Splatterhouse 2 for the Sega Genesis, State of Decay 2, and Wasteland. So those are the ones that I've currently got videos recorded for. So if you guys are interested in seeing any more of those, let me know, and I will do more extensive gameplay videos for those. And if I finish up the games, I might even put them all together and do a review, throw them up on the website, redsplatter.com, where you can go and check out more information there. We've got lots of reviews on there and blog posts and things like that. I also want to give a shout out to my good buddy. My good buddy is firing up his own channel soon. He's the most diehard wrestling fan I know. He's currently watching WWE Network. He's got memberships on Ring of Honor. He's got memberships on New Japan Pro Wrestling. And he's just the most knowledgeable and passionate wrestling fan I've ever met. So he's starting up a new channel that's dedicated to his two loves in life. Horror movies, monster movies, creature movies, and mutants and things, and wrestling as well. So his channel will be coming soon, and it's going to be called Wrestling with Mutants. And so we're going to feature his channel on here as well and start doing some cross collaboration and whatnot. So go and subscribe to him as soon as he gets the channel up and running. I'm sure there's going to be tons of awesome wrestling content on there. You'll see me popping up there from time to time as well, because we're both super pumped to get Fire Pro Wrestling World when it comes out in August for the PS4. So we're going to be doing a lot of wrestling gameplay. I'll be streaming out a lot of that to his channel. He'll be streaming out a lot to his channel as well of the Fire Pro Wrestling content. So if you guys are down with the wrestling as well, there's going to be lots of that coming too. So yeah, I can't figure out where to go at this point. I'm just wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out exactly how to get out of here. So I think I'm probably going to call this video pretty soon here and jump on to the next one. So yeah, whatever you guys want to see, if you want to see more of this game or you want to see me feature some of the other games that I talked about in this video, let me know. Shoot me a message in the comments or blast me off an email from redsplatter.com. Tell me which horror game that you want me to focus on, which one you want to see, and that's the one I'll feature on this channel here. So in the meantime, I'm Mark from Red Splatter Games, and I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos and engage with me on the channel. I really appreciate it, and yeah, you guys let me know what you want to see, what you want to talk about, and all that sort of stuff, and I will continue to produce the content that you like. So again, Mark from Red Splatter Games, and thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.